Hey there folks, day 62. It's about 1.5 degrees Canadian and drizzly rain outside, so it's pretty miserable out. Since the last day, I kind of snuck in and did a little bit of work without taking out the old GoPro. I went and I finished the bottom way up there in the dark, and I added those pieces in just to finish that bit off, because the next piece that I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be installing these. You may be wondering what this plate thing is. This right here. It's a swivel anchor. As you may know, a lot of the truck campers, they have mounting points in under, let's say, the soffit, where a turnbuckle goes down and attaches to some sort of bar that goes underneath the truck. So I'm going to be sort of doing the same thing on the camper pod here. I have a location about right here, another one up about right here, and same on the other side, where I'm going to be mounting these. You can probably see the straps in right there. The top plate is going to be on that, so it's going to be pretty well reinforced. And I selected this type of thing instead of just like an eye hook is because it'll have a pretty slim profile once it's underneath the camper. I didn't want anything hanging down slightly, that sort of thing. And this is rated for, each one of these is rated for 2,000 pounds max. So I'm going to have 4 on this. So, you know, you can add that together and get 8,000 pounds, or really it's going to be 2,000 pounds per strap. That should be plenty to hold it down in place. So now I'm just going to go over and get the drill bit and drill down through the ACM inside right there and start mounting these up. Let me guess. I say it's this bit right here. I just remembered, this is actually a 2-person job because I'm not able to be outside and hold this bolt from one end and tighten it on the other from the inside. I can't do that. Gotta wait for my wife for that piece. So, and she's not available right now, so I'm going to have to do the second part of what I was planning on coming out to do this afternoon, was finish off up here. I got some tape there. I need to go tape right down along the edge, because that's the last piece of trim we have to place on the camper before she's pretty much weather tight, except for all the caulking, which we'll probably do later on this spring when it warms up. Yeah, so let's break out the tape and do that next. And then when she gets back, we'll mount the plates up right there. You may remember me in another video doing this. Well, I'm back at doing it again. I only have, I think about 16 feet of this to do. Well, I need 16 feet of half strips. So I'll do this and pop it up in place. I've installed a first piece here, but it's not quite sticking. I looked at the tape and it's good for like 2 degrees onwards, and it's like 1.5 degrees here. So I'm gonna have to get a small heater and probably warm this tape up, and maybe the surface here, because it is a little cold, to make it stick. I use this to warm up the tape. I'm gonna lay this on its back, shooting up here, and this piece of tape went on a lot better. It actually stuck, so that's good. So I'm just gonna, when I'm now cutting the other piece, I'm just going to put the heaters in place just to warm up the aluminum a little tiny bit, so it'll make it much easier to go on. You know, this is not a very difficult job, as in like physically challenging, but lying on a cold concrete floor trying to get this tape centered on a crack. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt. Like when it goes on, and you know, I use this to a high-tech block of wood to make sure it's held in there. It looks pretty good. Just getting it up there's a real pain. But since I put the heater, which I've got right there, up here, it's actually sticking now, which is great, because before it wasn't. It was just too cold. Okay, got all that done. Now, my wife is still not back yet, so another thing that I was thinking about doing was actually replacing all this tuck tape, because it's actually tearing, and so I think I'm going to be replacing that. Well, I know I'm going to be replacing it with aluminum tape. So that's probably be the next thing that I can do, because I really need a second person to put on those plates. So I'll get at those, or at this tape. I should be able to peel a lot of this off now, and then I'll replace it with the silver tape that I've got over on the desk. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, see? It's just not sticking on. Had these little narrow strips cut from a while ago that I didn't need them. So I'm just installing those first, just to use them up. Using this piece of wood to smooth it down. I got this wrapped in the aluminum foil. Now I'm going to pop over and do the other side. I took a look at the tuck tape that's around the door, and that's actually in pretty good shape. It's actually stuck on there quite well. Not like around the windows where it was tore up and stuff. It's held on there quite well, so I'm probably going to leave that instead of replacing it. Well, that's a wrap for day 62. Didn't get what I wanted done, but probably tomorrow I'll get those plates here in place, and I'm gonna go from there. I did get the windows done, which I wanted to do, and like I said, the tuck tape around the door is pretty good. The other stuff was coming off around the windows. Yeah, so that's it. Day 62 wrap. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.